as part of the class in this country that, makes it actually function, right? And part of the class that, like, I'm fully under the understanding that, like, I'm never going to be a billionaire or a millionaire. And I'm fucking fine with that. It aggravates me when I see these rich oligarchs and fucking corporations and people who have all this fucking money and power just wipe out poor people and their stuff for their convenience. It aggravates me to no goddamn end. Here, I got 2 videos. Check this out.
2 press conferences today, one earlier by the township who stands firm, saying that residents must vacate Shelley Island behind me by November of this year. They must take all their personal items. With York Haven Power Company saying if anything is left behind by 2019, that includes structures, they're saying it will all be demolished. Now, just moments ago, a press conference wrapped up here at the Tri-County Boat Club by a homeowners association, and they say they're still willing to fight. They're hoping that they can get in compliance. They say they've consulted with engineers and professionals. They say they've raised more than $100,000, and they are doing everything they can to save their island.
I've spent almost every weekend of my entire life down there. So when you talk about, all of your friends and family losing their places, it's really devastating.
Kraling also tells us that it's not FEMA or York Haven Power that is pushing the timeline. He said that is on the township. The Homeowners Association says they are very much willing to negotiate, hoping to save this island, but they need a willing party to bring something to the table to help them stay. Along the Susquehanna, Jack Rapella, News 8.
They think we're pirates, and if we're pirates, we're holding the fort, and we're keeping this place open and free.
You gotta have money if you want freedom. Freedom ain't free, it's $1.05. North of San Francisco, an embattled group of people are fighting to preserve their life on the water.
They're basically poking at people until they get tired of living here, or they can get their boat, or they can damage it.
Local governments are in opposition to vessels anchored in Richardson Bay, confiscating and crushing boats. They're destroying the places some people have called home for decades.
They ramped up enforcement over 2 years ago and hired this real chucklehead NIMBY to come out here and just take people's boats, and he was good at it.
What was once a colony of over 200 boats is now reduced to about 60.
We're all like a community. Some of us have been here for decades. I've been out here for close to 30 years, and it's all a blessing.
The remaining anchor outs are found floating offshore from the city of Sausalito, north of the Golden Gate Bridge. Sausalito is famous for its communities of houseboats and liveaboards, but has had a contentious relationship with them going back to the 1970s. In many ways, this new conflict feels like a continuation of those earlier houseboat wars. On one side of the fight is the RBRA and other government authorities. On the other side, the anchor outs and mariners in Richardson Bay.
The RBRA is the Richardson Bay Regional Agency. I call it the rich boy reach around. They have blood on their hands.
In some ways, the situation of the anchor outs is a classic battle of haves versus have-nots. Why is it they're trying to get rid of you folks out there?
They want to get rid of us all and gentrify the whole waterfront, eliminate the historical waterfront atmosphere, and put mooring balls for yachts. They just want millenary yachts.
Richardson Bay is in one of the wealthiest counties in the United States and is a scenic vista for million-dollar homes.
Basically, this is the most desirable place to live in all California. And ironically, it's run by limousine liberals,
Rich people don't want to look at poor people. A lot of them are people that were born here, that have been out here a long time, and they just kind of got priced out. This is their backyard, and that's where they ended up. Who wants to be told to leave their home, go somewhere else?
I've actually been living on the water here 35 years on a hook.
Oh, nice.
35 years without paying no rent, no mortgage, no electrical bills. We've been living free. And I live on my Social Security, and I have disability for my back, about $1,100, $1,200 a month, fixed income.
Detractors say the anchor outs are living rent-free, which they are. But there aren't many housing options for someone on a fixed income of $1,200 a month.
And one reason we're keeping this anchorage free, because see, this could happen to anybody.
I don't know, it was my little piece of freedom. I found a boat for sale, used it as a weekend retreat until the beginning of the pandemic, when my partner and I split up and I couldn't afford childcare and rent without a combined income. So I moved on to the boat full time and paid off my debt, which is nice.
While there are certainly people living on the water out of necessity, there are also some who choose to live this way.
Where did you live before you moved to Sausalito?
I lived in the Upper Mission. I had a really cool little apartment. I worked doing construction. I was doing pretty well. But the lure of living on a boat, that's why I came here. I gave up that job. I gave up that place to move here. I wasn't starving. I wasn't desperate. It's the idea of being able to live on boats, work on boats, and live on the water. I've always been a water person. So that's kind of what I've been doing, is repairing boats, fixing boats, painting boats, buffing boats, cleaning boats, whatever it may be, some form of boat rag work. That's what I've been doing for the last 6.5, 7 years.
Some of the liveaboards make life on the bay sound romantic.
I work full time, I change oil for a living, so I still have to go to work, but when I kayak in the morning, I'm playing with harbor seals and seeing beautiful sunrises and sunsets. It's amazing.
I couldn't imagine being anywhere else. The connection with nature and the camaraderie in the community is something you don't find on shore. Somebody I don't like could see somebody else on my boat and they'd cruise right over and be like, "Why are you on my friend's boat? I haven't locked my door out here in 6 years." You can't get that on land. But it has its pros and cons.
Well, you can get that on land, but I was talking to some dudes last night, and we were talking about how, like, basically, if you own a home in America, like, you're always a renter, like, forever. Like, it is what it is. If you pay property tax, like, you're basically renting your home. And these fucking townships and these counties and these fucking people, they look at people who don't pay property tax and who are free and who are living these type of lifestyles as, I don't even know, like freeloaders, I guess. And they're not. They're living free. This is how everybody is supposed to live. You're not supposed to be jealous of other people who are standing here living freer than you. You're supposed to go, "Man, listen, how do I do that? I want to do that." And you should. You should be doing that. Like, why is it that, like, we have to pay to live? Why can't we just live? Why is that such a fucking terrible thing? Is it because the economy is the most important thing in the goddamn fucking world? I don't think it is. I think, like, we're the most important thing in the world. I think we as people should think that other people are more important than the fucking economy. There are things that are more important than fucking money. Yo, look, I'm Tom Pease of Pino News. Y'all know the deal, man. Like, share, and subscribe for more of this content. I'm out. Peace.